Alright guys, we wanted to show off the tiny house we're staying in this week, so come follow me. Wait a second, this isn't a tiny house.
This is not what we booked.
That's our dog. That's over there.
That is our dog, but this looks like a hotel room in a completely different city that is not the city we were supposed to be in. Two of us have stayed at, if not 100, very close to 100 Airbnbs in the last few years. And we did something we've never done before. We have left early and gotten our money back because of an interesting situation.
So we did in fact have a tiny house booked for 4 days. Unfortunately, when we checked in, we noticed there were a lot of wasps flying around outside, which whatever, it was pretty toasty for late October in upstate New York. And then we walked in just to kind of take a look around the place before we brought all our luggage in, and Andrew, I thought jokingly, because we had an issue with a couple of wasps in the place we were staying before the tiny house, jokingly I said something about, oh, there are a couple ladybugs here greeting us, because there were also ladybugs in the other house, but it was literally like 2 ladybugs that I saw, so no big deal. And then he goes, yeah, and a wasp, or I forgot exactly how you said
Something like
it.
that, yeah.
But I was like, ha ha ha, that's funny. And no, there was a giant wasp inside, and then a ton of ladybugs up in like the front window above the door of the place. So Riley and I went back to the car, and Andrew got the wasp spray and killed the wasp. And was it just one wasp? One wasp inside.
One wasp inside.
And he killed a few outside, like kind of hovering around the door. So he kind of assumed maybe it came in when someone was cleaning, or maybe even when we walked in. So we took all our stuff in and noticed there were a ton of ladybugs, like a lot.
Yeah, a
like
lot.
50.
Yeah. Which, 50 ladybugs aren't scary. We know that. But they fly in the air, and the last few places we have been, we've had some issues with wasps. And I'll be honest with you, anytime I saw something fly, I was on like super high alert.
Just the one wasp, but a lot of ladybugs, and there were a couple other cleanliness
It stunk.
issues. Yeah, there was a smell.
Like a bathroom smell. That's where we're gonna stop.
And we were like, okay, so we like cracked like a couple of windows, but it did not go away. Like hours later, it was still there, if not worse than when we originally arrived. So then I contacted the host to let her know about the bug issues and the smell. And the host was great. She responded literally like less than 5 minutes, I think, after I had messaged her on the app.
I'm pretty sure by the time Candace had contacted the host, I had killed at least one more wasp inside.
Also, the ladybugs were getting like progressively
Much
worse,
worse.
so
And
they were
so is
somehow
the smell.
getting in. Yeah, but she was really nice, and she bought us some candles, like three different kinds of
she gave
candles
us options.
to help with the smell. And then they gave us like a little vacuum cleaner, so, because she said that ladybugs apparently smell. Which they do. So we vacuumed up a lot of the ladybugs, which I think did in fact help the smell. So I'm thinking that's probably
what it was.
what the smell was. And then the next morning, all was going actually pretty well. I mean, there were still a few ladybugs flying around, but we had vacuumed up a few more.
The smell was mostly gone. We were still using the candles, but
smell was gone for the most part. And I had been working for a while. Like, I think it was like halfway into my work day, and then because I was on my break. It was when we were having lunch, and I noticed a wasp.
So I told Candace to grab Riley. Then they went outside. I sprayed the wasp with wasp spray inside the tiny house because it was at a spot that I couldn't reach because the ceiling was very tall. Shot it, it died, it fell. Was mopping up the floor so Riley didn't get anywhere near it. They came back inside, 30 seconds go by, and Candace goes, "Holy crap, there's another wasp." And that was the switch. That was the moment that I said, okay, this is it. So I crawled up top to the loft where the wasp was, killed that one. As soon as I hit the stairs, I was packing. I said, text her, message her, let her know whatever you need to say. We are leaving this place. I'm not spending the next 3 days killing wasps. I don't like wasps. I'm terrified. It's like one of my big fears. So both of them.
Also, keep in mind this tiny house is literally like a small room, so you really don't have. It's not like you can go to another room.
So there was no avoiding wasps. When they flew, they flew. And I was done. We were both stressed. We were super anxious. Riley was definitely feeding off of our energy, and she was anxious. So Candace was still working. She was literally on the clock working. I'm packing up as quick as I can. She's messaging the woman saying, hey, we're done, we're out of here. I'm on the phone in between packing stuff, trying to find hotels. So we found a hotel. We are staying at the Clarkson.
Yeah, the Clarkson Inn.
Clarkson Inn in Potsdam, New York. And we've been here for 3 nights. Good afternoon from Potsdam, New York. We are getting ready to do the Munter Trail. It's 2.1 miles, just follows alongside of the river here. Should be some really pretty views. It's about 70 degrees with a nice breeze, so should be a nice, enjoyable walk.
Good afternoon. We took a little drive about 40 minutes from where we're staying in Potsdam to come see the St. Lawrence River, which is behind me. And that's all Canada. Right there. All that. All that right there. All that.
How much of it?
All that.
Oh.
All that right there.
All that right there.
You can launch a boat from here. We could go kayaking here if we want to. It's quite cold today, so I don't know that we'll be doing that. Also, the river. It's pretty calm. It's quite large, you know. So it's more like an ocean out there, folks.
The Moses Saunders Power Dam is a dam on the St. Lawrence River straddling the border between the United States and Canada. The dam supplies water to 2 adjacent hydroelectric power stations, the FDR power station on the USA side and the R.H. Saunders generating station on the Canadian side. We are currently at the Robert Moses State Park. Just getting ready to explore some of these nature trails. This is like an educational center, probably mostly for kids, but they've got some educational displays on the trails, I think. Candace is going to identify whose tracks these are.
A turkey.
No, a rabbit.
No shoe hair.
Close enough.
A deer.
A deer. A raccoon.
No, we were wrong. Oh, I thought that was a raccoon. A dog. Coyote. Close.
A deer.
Oh, so Two.
That's gonna be a...
A dog.
No, I don't know.
A bear.
We have seen more snakes on this last few days. You want me to pick them up? So we pulled up to the lock viewpoint here, and it just so happens there's a giant ship. So we're gonna hang out here and see if it uses the lock, because that would be pretty cool. I've never seen a lock in use before. Candace, have you seen a lock being used?
Can't say I have.
The Eisenhower lock is one of the 7 canal locks on the St. Lawrence River leg of the St. Lawrence Seaway. This lock provides a 38-foot lift or drop for ships depending on which direction they are headed. The lock takes 7 minutes to fill and 7 minutes to empty. The average time it takes a ship to get through once both gates are closed is 20 minutes, moving 22 million gallons of water each time. This lock was built in 1959.